grace of God, I stand before you today to share my testimony once again before I get baptized today. I was born in a Christian family where we had prayers, where we had family prayers every day, and we had Sunday school, we had church, we had youth retreats, youth camps, student camps. I was born with all of that, and yet I had my secret life with me. Uh, I secretly loved the world, all the things in it. I was so calm. I was so silent. So I used to go to church, but secretly I had all the things with me. And it happened that I've been to the retreats there in Vijayawada in Chennai, and there were times where I took it to pray, to have the past life, all the sins, Lord, asking for forgiveness. I was there, but it was not through. It was for a little while, and then soon after the camps finished, I came back to my old life. I had this secret life with me, and I got into many things, and I got spoiled, and my deeds were bad, my thoughts were bad, my looks were bad, and I struggled with that, and yet I was still silent. I used to think I would never be saved because I had this fear in me that if I ever put out the secret life which I have led in front of the world, I would be not taken, and that is something which I feared. And even coming to this country after I finished my bachelor's there, I thought I would be free, and there would be no more stress. I thought it like that, but I was wrong, and I was very much blessed here by the camps which we had, and I was I was studying in Middlesbrough at Teesside University, and I finished my masters. And when I moved down south, I was jobless for some time, and it happened to me that I was uh, I was not left alone, but my family members, they were still after me. They were supporting me, and also the servants of the Lord. I thank everyone that they did not leave me. They guided me all through this journey. And when I was jobless, I had time, and then I had the students camp here. Then I decided I will sit down, and then I will note down everything which I have done in my past, and I will ask forgiveness from the Lord and also from the people. I have started it there at the students camp, and when the student camp came to an end, I could pray for some time, but later when I was back, I was looking for jobs, and I was not again back into this asking for forgiveness. I was doing that, and my aunt, she actually gave me a call one day, and then she asked me, uh, take 3 days time and finish everything. Finish asking forgiveness with people, setting things right with them, and and I and I did put everything aside. Searching for jobs, I put everything aside, and I sat down. The first call which I had to make, I was very much in fear, thinking that they would not take it right, and everybody might get to know my parents and all. But I prayed, I prayed, I prayed, and I prayed, and I decided I would make the call. And the first call, I've made it, and I asked for forgiveness, and they said, it is good that you're coming back to the Lord, and they said that we forgive you. They've said that they've forgiven me, and then I felt such relief in my heart. And then the remaining sins, where I had to ask for forgiveness and get things right with people, they were easier than I thought. I have finished asking for forgiveness with the people, and also where I cheated in my exams. I wrote emails to my schools, colleges, and universities, asking them that I've done this. Please forgive me. And if there is something which where action needs to be taken, I said I'm willing to do anything. So, and God helped me in such a way to get all things cleared out of my heart, and have reached out to the servant of the Lord, Uncle Jonas, and then Uncle guided me through this as well, and we prayed together. And then I asked the Lord, Lord, please speak to me as I have finished asking for forgiveness. 100% I have asked for forgiveness with everything I have done, with where I remember. And if there is something I asked, please make me remember that. If I have forgotten anything, and then I'm willing to ask for forgiveness. And that, and God did remind me of some people, some of the friends. And even to the friends, I texted them, I called some of them, and then I asked for forgiveness. They were not Christians, but still, God helped me. God helped even them to understand that, okay, this is what they do. And I told them that I've done this against you, I've made some comments against you. I said, I'm sorry. And then they said it was okay. And after that, God started to speak to me, but I did not realize. I had doubts within me. I was struggling as well, and the first thing God spoke to me was Isaiah 7:9. If you will not believe, you will not be established. And then I understood that I need belief. And then I started to pray, and then God guided me through Joel 2:12, saying, "Turn to me with all your heart, with fasting, with weeping and mourning." And then God, as God spoke to Jacob, he said, he was ready to say, here I am, Lord. So I thought this was speaking to me, and then I said, I started to fast, and then started to pray early in the morning. And God spoke to me again through Nehemiah 9:3, saying, "Spend 1/4 of the day reading the word of God, 1/4 of the day praying and praising." So I couldn't do all through the time, but I started doing it, fasting and then praying, and then asking God if there is something which is hidden. So I asked forgiveness even with my family members, parents, my siblings. I've asked forgiveness with all of them. And then it was on a Sunday morning. I prayed before coming to the church. I said, God, please speak to me through your word today. And I said, I will believe. And God did speak to me through Hebrews 10:17. And my uncle, he came to me, and he was also praying with me. He came to me and he said, God is speaking to you. Do you understand? I said, no, I couldn't. And the church was over, and we went back home, and I was crying. I said, how come others are knowing that you're speaking to me, and how come I don't understand it? And I prayed again. I reached out to the servant of the Lord, and then uncle also guided me. And I prayed again. I continued to pray, and next Sunday came back, and I said, Lord, I asked for your forgiveness since I couldn't understand, I couldn't believe. This Sunday, please speak to me. And I came to church, and God did speak to me, and it happened to be the same verse. The same verse, Hebrews 10:17, was also the next Sunday. And that Sunday, the service was about to finish. It was 11:55, and I was praying in my mind, sitting there. I prayed, Lord, the service is about to finish. Why aren't you speaking to me? And then Uncle asked all of us who are here, let us all read from Hebrews 10, verse 10 to verse 20. I was reading along, and then when verse 17 came along, I started crying. I said, I didn't realize that it was the same verse from last week until I spoke with Uncle later on, when he asked me uh, what's the progress, and what did you write down. And then I realized that it was the same verse. I I've put a star in my notes, and then I realized that the verse was the same. and then I had peace in my heart, and I shared it one of the brothers, and when I shared it, I got this joy of salvation, and that was on November 25th. And after that, I shared it with uncle and the servants of the Lord even back in India. They were happy as well, and I continued to pray. And then we were praying, me and Uncle Jonas, and then we prayed together, and Uncle prayed for the sonship. I was praying that night, and the next morning, God spoke to me through Galatians 4:31. We are not the children of the bondwoman, but of the free. And then it was God was speaking to me instantly. The thing was, I had doubt in my heart that with all the things which I have done and with my secret life and all, I couldn't believe it. And then after this was the confirmation, and then I thank the Lord by for giving this joy of salvation and also the peace at my heart. And after that, we had a Monday club for the children, and it happened to me that one of the children who joined in the Monday club gave me a call, and I joined the Monday club. It's for the children, but I joined it, and through that, God spoke to me, as Uncle just mentioned, about the eunuch and Philip. And I was shocked. I was praying regarding the baptism, and then this happened on December 8th, and I was shocked. And then I told Uncle that, Uncle, this happened. I was not intending to join, but I got a call, and then you were speaking about this, and Uncle was happy, and also I was happy, and it was through His grace that I am saved, not by my works, and not because that I asked forgiveness. It is just purely because of His grace. He did not leave me even when I left Him, even when I thought I could run away to a different country, and I can stay away from all the work, and I could continue in my secret life, but God did not leave me. And I was walking one fine day, even after this baptism confirmation. I was walking on a street, and then there was no one around me. There was no one around me, and then a small a small piece of paper came and fell in front of me. And then I had to look down, what is it, and it said, Jesus paid it all. Sin paid, immortality paid, unbelief and doubt paid, lies and deceit paid, shame and regret paid, anger and hate paid, pride and envy paid. It said total due is zero, and it said paid in full on the cross. I felt so happy that God is giving me so many things. Not even after me having such doubts, he gave so many confirmations to me, and He still continues to speak to me. And by the grace of God, I even got a job, and soon after this one, and then I start from tomorrow. And I ask that uh, all of you please continue to pray for me, that I might be faithful till the end. Amen.